Okay, so one of the first things I'm going to do is put on a cream eyeshadow. So I use Bare Minerals 5-in-1 in Barely Nude. And I just stick it on my lids as kind of a base. Okay, so next I like to do my eyes first, and then I cover up any and like wash away any kind of leftover things. So the next thing I do is I'm going to use Urban Decay's new Troublemaker palette. Okay, so using the new Troublemaker palette, I'm going to use Girl Crush, which is kind of my new favorite color for this fall, this like cranberry color, and I'm going to place it kind of all over my lid. Okay, so now you can see, I mean, there's stuff everywhere, but it will get cleaned up. So this is why we do eyeshadow first. So next, I'm gonna use the Pure Pro Atine palette, and I'm gonna use Bossy here to do my. So I'm gonna take the Bossy color and put it kind of in the corners and in my crease. So I'm using kind of a fluffier brush than I was using for the dark pink and making almost like a V shape. Okay, so I went ahead and did both eyes. I'm really getting used to doing these Get Ready With Me, so I had to do a little bit off the camera. So next step is using the Too Faced Natural Eye Palette, which is one of my absolute faves, and if you can tell, I love this color. So I use this palette quite frequently, especially like during the day, but for this look I'm going to use this color here, which is called Silk Teddy, which is just like a very beautiful pink shimmer. And I start here in the corner and just kind of blend outward. So I just blend outward to kind of give, blend it in a little bit to make it a little bit more matted. And then also I do it in the corner to give like that highlight there. So one thing I did is I kind of over brushed a little, so I'll just go back to the Urban Decay palette into the pink and just add a little bit more kind of right here on the outer corner. I'm trying to do like a very neutral pink smoky eye. So for eyeshadow for me, it's really just kind of a playing game and figuring out what I want, but I think I've gotten it to the point. I really like it. So now I will move on to a liner, and then we'll get started with the face. So since I'm going a little more neutral today, I'm going to use the Urban Decay 24/7 pencil in brown. And what I do for this is, it's a beautiful color, but I pull a tight, because I really like a tight lid line. So pull my lid, and then so the next step in my process is to put concealer kind of under the eye here and clean up all the shadow that fell down and kind of clean up my nose a little bit. I get really red on my nose, so I add concealer there first. So the concealer I'm using today is the Kat Von D Concealer Cream in Nude. And I'm also using the Kat Von D brush in 40, which is a concealer brush from what I understood at the store. You never know, y'all. So what I do is I just put a few lines here and then draw one straight down my nose. So I also take a little bit, just because this is a little bit higher than I like, and just dab a tiny bit on my brush and just go in here and kind of dab a little bit just to clean up that line and make it more symmetric on both eyes. So the next part, love this part, is putting on foundation and kind of making everything look smooth and even. So I'm going to be using Naked Skin by Urban Decay, which I love this stuff. I'm wearing shade 3.5. And then I'm just using a little brush that I got from Sephora, which is their Pro Mini Flawless Airbrush. And I'll just show you how I usually just use my fingers, put a dot here and there, and then blend it on in. And what I really love about this foundation is that it's really lightweight, but it gives you about a medium coverage, which is my preferred sense, or my preferred weight. And it also leaves kind of like a dewy finish in a way. So I blended it all in, and now it's time for a little bit of blush. And I'll be quite honest with y'all, I'm not quite sold on this blush I'm using right now, so if you have any recommendations, please let me know. But I'm using the Cheeky palette from Benefit from last Christmas. And I'm using this top middle shade, which I don't know what it's called anymore because I have used it so much, but I can find that out if you're interested. So I just take a little bit here, shake it off a little bit, and then put a little bit on the apples of my cheeks. Now onto a little bit of highlighter, because you gotta look good in pictures, and these just helps you glow. I love the Tarteist Pro Glow highlighting palette, so I'll show you some of the colors in here. They are just gorgeous, and I kind of mix between different colors. So tonight, since I'm going for a little bit more of a fall look, I'm gonna use the Stunner. It's kind of like a medium shade, and using a big fluffy brush again, shaking it out. I put it on the apples of my cheeks as well. And then a swipe down the nose, right above. Okay, so now majority of my face is done. The only other thing I like to do is I like to use the L'Oreal highlighter and put a little bit here and dab it in the creases just to give me that extra little pop. Okay, so I had to take it out of the bottle with 2 hands, but as you can see, here's the color, and so all I do is kind of like tap a little bit here, go in the corner, and then use a different finger to kind of just pat blend it in. And if I have any leftover, I just kind of put them under the brow bone here and rub it in a little bit. Just kind of gives that brow a little accentuation. So I figured I'd just show you real quick. I filled in this eyebrow. This one I need to do here in a moment, but just wanted to show you the difference it makes by defining your brows. And this just makes really fine strokes. So instead of having a pencil feel, this is like more of a marker feel. Just a different way to do it. Okay, so now to my favorite part, and to my gateway Sephora obsession, is mascara. So mascara is my absolute favorite. I love dolling up my lashes. So let me tell you my way to do it. Okay, so to do my eyelashes, I use 2 different mascaras. I first start with Tarteist by Tarte, and then move on to the Too Faced Better Than Sex. So I'm gonna do these off camera, and then I'll show you the result. So now my mascara is done. As you can see, it just helps to create some length with the Tarteist, and then the Better Than Sex helps to kind of give it a little bit more volume, which is why I like to use both. But yeah. All right, now I'm gonna show you my lipstick. Okay, so I have been living for these Huda Beauty Demi Matte liquid lipsticks, and so I'm gonna use the Shakaya color tonight, and I'm gonna put it on, and it dries and then stays. Okay, so I got cut off, but what I was saying is that once it dries, it's really stuck there for the night, which is fantastic. I've even had it where I've worn it, used witch hazel to try and get it off, and couldn't, and then woke up the next morning with it still on. So it's fantastic for, okay. This is probably not the prettiest thing to do, and you guys probably don't want to see this, but we'll keep doing it because we're doing it. So put the bottom on first, and then I always like to do my Cupid's bow. All right, so that's the finished product. Just have to put some clothes on, accessorize, and head out the door. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please let me know. I would love to do more of these, maybe some more dramatic eyes, maybe my get ready with me for the morning for work. So let me know.